welcome to today's The Big Story Day, another day on AF Television live program. You are with us live from our studios in Omahia, AF Television live program. We want to thank you for joining us. My name remains Emenike Rebu, the anchor of this show, The Big Story. With me today is a renowned journalist, a well-known journalist, both in Abia State and in Nigeria, the person of Uche Agoro. Uche, you're welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Very soon now, a video will fly on our screen for you to see what exactly is happening in Edo State before we go to our main gist of the day. Yes, are we together?
Innocent. And the trust. He has abused the trust. Enable us, Lord. With our PVC. We shall punish him. With our broom. We shall sweep him out. Together. We bring your servant. Who is God-fearing. Who will not repeat his mistake. And he will continue the project of taking Edo to the next level. All these and many more we say in the mighty name of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Community, you have seen the shenanigans happening in Edo State at the moment. The former national chairman of APC, who was sacked recently, is back to Edo State to sell the former candidate of PDP, which he rejected and called different kind of names. And you can see him now praying and saying also that the person he worked for last time to install as governor is no longer good enough. What is your take in the shenanigans and activities happening in Edo State at the moment?
Viewers, my colleague Emenike, I think I am really disturbed at the trend of events in Edo State. This character called Adam Shoshomole, I think he's taking Edo people for a fool. I think he's taking Nigerians for dumbbells who don't understand, who don't remember, who don't understand. You see, just a few years ago, you came and told us all manner of stories about Izeyamu. And today, the other day he was kneeling down in front of the Obas in Benin and pleading with them to forget about whatever he said in 2019.
Yes.
That not 2019, 2018.
Yes, in support of
the present governor, that whatever he said against the Ezeyamu, was just political. That he never meant it. It was just to sell his candidate. You know that he just the policy. You see, this man, for me, from my assessment of Oshomole, he thinks that the Edo people are idiots. That's just the literal definition of whatever he's doing. You think that Edo people, they don't have brain, they are short brained. You know, how can you tell me as yesterday that this man is a thief? He stole this, he stole that, he's a rapist. He put as inside the human vagina, and you come back today to tell me that this same man is now a repentant soul, not even a repentant soul, that he was never that you said, yes. And want me to believe you, yes. That this man is the Messiah that Edo had been waiting for, that the Messiah never saw in 2014.
He has said it that these are politics. I know during politics, people can say anything. People can still sell their candidate. I think we can look away from that and then look at Ezeyamu himself. Let
him prove to us that what is playing is not politics.
Of course, it's not politics. Every of us is politics.
About the candidacy called Ezeyamu, I want to judge the candidacy of Ezeyamu just like every other Nigerian will judge him by what Oshomole said about him in 2014. Because I don't know nothing about him except what Oshomole told us about him.
But you know that even the PDP today that have the governor as a candidate, some few months ago, were castigating the governor as not performed. They have said all manner of things against the governor. They have said that the governor is an MOU governor, but as today, they have said that the governor is the best governor. So it happens. That's political.
What PDP said, they said as of today that they can excuse the governor for non-performance because of the burden placed on him by Adam Soshobo. No, PDP said it. Then they can excuse him for his part of. They have never excused him for performance. But the point is that he is a quality.
Why should you accept a candidate that you believe have performed lowly, and you have other candidates on your platform who have been there for so long, and you didn't take on them to do better?
No. Are
you playing politics too?
No, I don't play politics. No, what I'm saying now. Yes. Politics is a game of interest.
Yes.
Now the PDP have weighed their options. Mm-hmm. They weighed who can go for that fight and come out victorious.
Yes.
This thing is a game.
Okay.
You cannot sacrifice the game on the altar of morality.
Okay.
This is a game now. They look at who can do that better for them,
okay.
And they select they selected
the governor can do it for them. Okay.
That's the resources.
Okay, and Nigerians, we are on our program, on our big story program of the day, and we want to discuss some critical things about our country, Nigeria, so that people can actually add their view. In this program, you are at liberty to call us and to state your view on what you want to say and what you feel is your opinion on different issues. The numbers to call for calls only, the number to call is 081 4677 1150. You will see it on our screen for calls only. For SMS and WhatsApp, if you want to send us WhatsApp messages or you want to send us SMS messages, you can send to 080-333-29775. Those are the numbers you can reach us with. Remember to always reach us on time. The program is on already. Okay, Uche. Today is the big story day, and the big story day today, we have two big issues that we want to discuss about. First was Mamman Daura's statement as regards zoning. He said that there is no need for zoning in Nigeria in terms of presidency. There is no need for that. That what Nigeria should be looking for is credible candidates from anywhere they have come from. That's where we are. But we remember vividly on our platform. Remember also that if you wake in the morning, first thing you should Google is www.afnews.ng to read all the updates that's happening in Nigeria and everywhere in the world. In the publication we made on the platform, it has reputed to be the head of the kitchen cabinet of President Mamman Buhari administration. The president's nephew, Mamman Daura, yesterday spoke on the vexed issue of zoning and rotation of the nation's presidency, arguing that competence and not geography should determine the next president of Nigeria in 2023. Uche, what is your take on the body language or the view of the said Mamman Daura, the nephew, the kingmakers?
I think from what I read Mamman Daura say,
yes,
he said he has never determined the policy of the president.
Okay.
That what he has only done is that occasionally when the need arises and when he is called upon, he comes to offer advice to the president. That's what he has said. He has never said determine the policy of the president.
Okay.
Coming to the issue of zoning and rotation, and as a concern 2023, I can tell you categorically clear that his mindset is the mindset of an average northerner. They are preparing the grounds for them to return to power after 2023. What I just told you now is that, okay, as at 2015, we looked at the zoning formula, we looked at our turn by turn, we grabbed it then. But this time around, there's need for us to look at competence. Let's discuss that zoning formula. Let's look at competence now. Who is very competent to rule Nigeria? At that time, he might even come out and become a competent man to rule Nigeria. No. Who determines the competence? The problem is who determines the competence.
It should be the people.
Who are the people there now?
The kingmakers are the people.
Okay. Now
because honestly, they decide what happened. But Uche, let us even look at 2015 when the APC government came on board and the president, President Mamman Buhari, was brought in. Are we going to say that was brought in based on competence or based on zoning?
Let's look at what brought Buhari into the government as at the time. The APC government at the time mounted so much propaganda, so much. They used a lot of tactics. At a point in time, they were even drumming for war. No, they were beating drums of war. I can tell you that they cowed Jonathan out of office. But then the elections were held and Buhari won the election. You know, it was not based on competence. They were never talking. They weren't talking about competence.
So it was based on zoning, turn by turn. Now,
what were the arguments? The argument was that the late president Umaru Yar'Adua died.
Yes.
That the North had not completed their
tenure.
That Jonathan took over. Remember, they never even allowed Jonathan to go for second tenure. They never allowed him to even to finish that first tenure. Was a problem. It was a very big battle. Remember that who brokered it was even Daura Zoning.
Yes.
That brokered the coming of Jonathan as president at the time. You know. So at the time, it was this man, the former SGF, that almost took over before.
It was brokered
before this guy started shouting. So, but now, what they are now looking at, they said they have done their tenure. They did not have finished their tenure. So, it can no longer be a tenure 10.
So, tenure should be
cancelled. Let us now look at competence. We now want to rebuild Nigeria and make Nigeria the Dubai of the Islam. We don't want to. Now let's look at who is competent enough.
Okay, so
it's not about religion.
Are we going to say that if actually it was ceded, if there was an agreement that it was ceded to, let's say, Southeast, that we do not have competent people enough to take over that position, even if it's ceded to Southeast?
They never said that. And ceding is not part of politics. Because at every point in time, local government level, state level, federal level, there's no point in time that everybody from every region has never contested a particular election. So election is about who is smarter.
No, but we understand. Even though we understand that, we know that in the last elections, the two major political parties feeded northerners because they believed, like the last one, they believed that that's where the power should be for now. Okay, we just have our first call. Please, let's listen to our first call. Hello. Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. No, we can't hear him. What I was saying was that the first, the last election, everybody knew that it was going to the north to allow the northerners complete their tenure, and the two major political parties in Nigeria allowed them to field candidates. And you say that's not an understanding of saying, "Hold, do this thing."
It was never written anywhere.
It's not written now.
It's a gentleman on the minds of the politicians.
Yes.
And you give it because of the issue at the time. Understand? Because of the issue at the time, and the candidates fielded. Also remember that it was likely to the candidacy or to the personality of Muhammadu Buhari at the time. That was why that thing went the way it went. If they had not have fielded another candidate, it may not have gone to that way. Let us get it straight. If they have fielded another candidate, it may not have gone the way it went. But because they fielded Buhari, and the out of that desperation of the party and the people at that time, that was what gave room for the. But today, they said they no longer want to play that type of politics. That what they want now is anybody who is competent. And where the competence is coming from, Mamman Daura needs to tell us where it's coming from.
Is this not an attempt to deny, probably, let me not say the South is the South of an opportunity to present a president? Is that not a cunning way?
It is a very clear attempt. It is a very clear attempt to deny the Southeast of their chance. Now, every other zone has done their time. Remaining just the Southeast that is remaining. Now that it is the turn of the Southeast, they have now come back to tell us that it's no longer by zoning, and that it is now a question of competence. And I want to make it clear now, but we will resist that. It is our turn. We have competent people. We have competent people who can manage Nigeria, who can even do Nigeria better than it is. It is clear. The Igbos, the Southeasterners, we have people who have what it takes to make Nigeria a great nation. More than what we say.
Uche, you remember that it's touted that we have the three kingmakers, and you know that it seems as though two of them have gradually left the scene. We have the fatwa. Then we have the former chief of staff to the president. Abake. Then we have this Mamman Daura. You see, that is to tell you the cabinet, the key cabinet to the president. So with this statement coming in, does that not make you see as though there have been meetings upon meetings upon meetings, and this is a calculated plan for him to first release that information? I remember that even before Fatwa, the Fatwa on Arise TV television said that government is not done by turn. He said it's not done by turn, Nigeria Limited.
You see, in politics, any statement that comes, I don't take any statement for granted. Whatever any man says in politics, I don't take for granted. You see, before you hear people come out in the open to say certain things in politics, there has been underground agreements, underground meetings that they must have held before somebody must have come out to voice a part of it. That is what politics is all about. But I guarantee that it will fail.
What's your guarantee? Why do you think so?
Let me tell you, we are not fools. You can't continue fooling people all the time. Now, if you given the Nigerian equation, we have the southwest, southeast, south, northwest, and all that. These people have had their time. It is now the time of the southeast. Southwest have done their turn. North did. To a great extent. South even did theirs.
Yeah.
Remember, only the south is in the equation. And you now want to deny, now that it's your turn, you are now singing competence. You never sang competence. They say the reggae of competence all along. Today you're not singing the reggae of the blues of competence. We look at how it will work.
Okay, remember that you can call us direct to the studio. You can call to the studio. We can see that we have a lot of people already streaming. People are already going towards 100 streaming and watching what we are discussing now. You can call us directly on into the station. You can call this number 081-477-1150. If you just call the number, you will get direct access to the studio, and you can comment and state your opinion so that Nigerians and Africans can hear what you are saying. Now, Uche, based on what is happening, do you even think that the Southeast are prepared for this election? If it happens that there's a need to contest or to fight for it, do you have the capacity to do it?
Talking about capacity, we have the capacity to do it. What we may not have is the electoral numbers. We may not have the numerical strength, but we have the capacity, we have the funds, we have whatever it takes, we have the competence. So when we want to talk about competence, it's about in the southeast. Competence about in the southeast more than any other region in Nigeria. But then when we talk about politics, is a game of numbers. Election is a game of numbers, and coming by numbers, no single zone has ever won election based on their sole voting. It has always spread. You get some votes from here, get some vote from there, get some vote from there, get some vote there, and make it up to come up. What we need is the support of our brothers. What we need is support, the way we'll be supporting other regions. What we need is for them to support us. Because that same support that we'll be giving back to them. And the Southeasterner will always become the president of the nation. If PDP, the two major political parties, PDP can feed the Southeasterner, APC feeds the Southeasterner, why won't we become the president of Nigeria?
Do you think that there is a fear? Is there any fear that other ethnic nationalities have, or they have an issue with the Igbo man? Do you think there's something like that?
Yes, it is natural. It is natural. Even in your family, if you have a brother or a sister who is very, very brilliant, more than every other person, that preference from your parents will be there. It is natural. So, and that preference, even as children, breeds envy. Because you are siblings, that envy may not show, but you see that you have that envy. Why are you always preferred? You know, that envy must come there. The Southeasterner is an exceptionally blessed human being.
Okay.
We sell in everywhere we enter. So that is why we are feared. We are feared. That is, let me use the right word. We are feared.
Okay, Nigerians, this is still the AF television show we are on the program tagged The Big Story. The Big Story is where we discuss trending issues of the day, the most trending issues of the day. We discuss it here with our discussant to dissect and know what actually is the story behind the story. And that's where we are. That's where we are at the moment. Remember, this is AF television show. You can call directly into the studio. You can call the number. The numbers are on the screen. You can call the numbers and state your view for the world to hear you. Uche, it's as though this issue about changing the game from at the middle of the game or towards the end of the game seems to be the trend in politics. Let's come a little bit to Abia State. We've heard so much of the zoning that before the last election that the present governor emerged from. We heard the story that the North has taken its turn, Central has taken its turn, that South has taken its turn, that South should take its turn. But now it's as though the music is changing to no longer that one again. It's now this zone must take 16, this zone must take 16. Do you think it seems to be a general thing in politics?
Like I said from the beginning, power is never given. Nobody dashes you power. You must contest for power. You must drag it. You must drag power. There's never been a point in time in Abia politics. I repeat myself. In Nigerian politics, I repeat myself. In Abia politics, something that every region, every zone have always thrown themselves into the ring in contest of the leadership of the state. People have always come out to contest the governorship of this state, irrespective of any zone. And besides, when we are talking about zone, zoning is a gentleman agreement by some political party, a particular political party anywhere. Political party, when you come to Abia State, the PDP is the people that have that zoning arrangement. No other party has it. I can't remember any other party that said we are considering our governorship by zoning. No other party has done that except the PDP. They have always done that on their own. Now, but recently something is playing up. The Okwangwa and the Obende zone. It has always been there. What's the argument? The argument that these people have done 16, so that people should they want to also take their own 16. And in taking that 16, there are two areas within the Ngwa axis. No, they have this area that makes up the Abia Central, which is Salangwa North, Salangwa South, and those They said our brothers from the south are in charge now. Now, after this time, even this thing's coming back, since the Okwangwa area did 16, it is not also bad for us to do our own 16. Remember, I told you, power is never given. It's not also bad for us to do our own 16. That now gave birth to this agitation that is coming up now. They are saying, they are looking at the question and look at 2023. We are only in 2020. People are also calculating 2023. We don't even know whether this coronavirus will wipe everybody away. But we are busy talking about 2023. When we should be busy talking about our lives, how to survive even 2024. So now, the people is not in this equation.
Yes.
The people is not in this calculation. The political elites are the ones doing this calculation. The Abia North people are having their own argument. They are saying Abia North took the first turn, Central took theirs, South took theirs. Now it is our turn to start. Since we are doing rotation, it is now our turn for it to go back to the north. Then the Ngwa, as he said, no, it is not like that. The thing has gone round from north to south. It can start anywhere, and wherever because the Ngwa have double-barreled argument. They have two-faced argument. Their first argument being the rotation by the central zones. By the senatorial zones. Which has hit the end from Abia South.
Yes.
Now returning. Now they are saying that it has to return from the way it went. The way it went was that south.
That means you should start from south.
It should start from. No, listen now. They can listen to the argument. I've given you their own argument. They said it didn't skip. Why coming? It didn't skip.
Yes.
So we're going back. That will not also skip. That is the argument. You know, that it has to go from the central down to south.
Okay.
That is the first point of argument. Then the second phase of the argument was that the Okwangwa thing. Now that we have two zones, the Okwanangwa and the Old Bende. The Old Bende starts from Umuahia, from Ubakala to Arochukwu. That's the Old Bende. While the Okwangwa starts from Isialangwa North, Ntenga. From down to Okwa East. So that is the calculation. So but then I said that the thing has to be, if it's going by that these people, their brothers, old brother had done 16, they should also do 16. So you see that the argument is double faced. So now the other North axis, the other South axis, the other North axis said no, you cannot shortchange us. We allowed you to we did our 2 terms of 8 years. Central did their 2 terms of 8 years. And Central is consisting of two. And
Central cannot now be divided into 2.
No. Already they have divided Central into 2. Okay. But they have divided Central into 2. So that's one side of Central.
That means we have 4 zones now.
No. They better not said no. You cannot change us at this time. We have to the way it went the other time. You know that now since the South have done, it has to return back to where it started. If you are talking about zoning, and they could have to return back to where it started. But as I am telling you this now, I still maintain my stand. Power is not given. Power is struggled. Power is restored. Power is taken. And what do I mean? In all that I've been saying, in all the arguments I've seen, I've not seen any plan. I've not seen any plan on ground.
Of course,
from any zone.
Do you expect any zone to come and give you their plan at the public at this moment? Is it not too early even for these discussions?
Very, very early.
It's not early. Is it a discussion to the governor himself?
Very, very early. It's not a discussion. It's a politician as well. Whatever happens today plays out tomorrow. So when it starts now, it starts tomorrow. It will continue. It will not. Nothing going to play out differently. The thing is there. The thing there is. The governor is doing he has just completed his first term as a governor and his second term. So I don't know what is going to distract him. This argument is not going to be a governor again. It's not going to run for a governor again. It's not going to affect his performance or tenure. So I don't see where it's going to distract him from. No? Politicians will always play their politics. They don't have any other thing to do other than play the politics. Politicians will keep playing their politics, while governance will continue to run. But at the end of the day, but we're only talking about PDP in this way.
I think you're not getting it right the way I think. Because already, if you check the political atmosphere, though it's not physically seen, but there seems to be some misgivings which is already arising from individuals who are also in one party. If the governor wants to effectively discharge his duty, and these kind of things are happening around, don't you think it will even build bad blood even amongst his armies who are supposed to deliver service to him and to the people of the state?
Emenike, I can tell you, any government that has direction, any government that has well-strengthened policies, it will not distract them. Unless you want to be distracted. Unless you intentionally want to be distracted, it will not distract anybody that has direct line, an outline policy, and that is following and wants to carry out. Unless you are interested in all these political shenanigans, then you now pretend to be distracted. No, I don't buy into that. You understand? I don't buy into that. The thing is that at the end of the day, why are we even killing ourselves? The party will sit down and decide on what to do.
Where it's going?
Go down. Just watch it. The party will sit down on their own. You know how PDP is one political family that always does their things and knows how to settle their issues. give it to them.
So at the moment what we are seeing is just social media shenanigans.
We are just wasting your time fighting.
It's just shenanigans. And most of the people who are even doing this noise making do not even know where power is decided.
They don't even know. These people who are saying it will not even be there when it will be decided.
So
when they will sit down and say, okay, you are the one going, they won't even know when it will be decided. So I don't know why we will have to waste my time doing analysis or something like that my phone will not have any bearing on.
Okay, Nigerians, we are still on AF television. We have looked at the issue concerning the forthcoming political shenanigans, or whichever way I want to describe it, in respect to the presidency, the statement by Mamman Daura, and then we've looked at some issues also in Abia State as regard that same issue of rotation or no zoning or competence or this or that or that. But now let's move into the next issue of the day, the next big story of the day. There's a video that will be flying now, so we can hear directly what the Minister of Transport, Right Honorable Chibika Amechi, what he said as regard the allegation that Nigeria has been ceded to China based on an agreement reached with Nigeria and China for a particular loan. Over to you.
I'm appearing before the National House of Reps again on the 17th. I've told the House of Reps, I told them two things. First is, I just got to know that there's a clause in the agreement. It's simple. China will give you like the loan to construct the rail from Ibadan to Kano is $5.3 billion. The reason why you're ceding your sovereignty, not that you're ceding your sovereignty, you can't take away the sovereignty of Nigeria. The implication is that if at the end of the day you don't pay us back our money, whatever we need to take from you, we will take without you telling me about sovereignty. But most times what the Chinese do is that they go after the same asset that they have constructed to be able to recover their money. So what's wrong with that? You're asking for $5.3 billion. That's how many trillions? Nearly 8 trillion naira. And they say, just waive that sovereignty. Don't tell me if I want to get back this asset. You say, no, I'm a government in Nigeria. You can't take it. So how do I recover my money? Now, for me, the National Assembly, in their wisdom, don't forget they're wise men, going by the Constitution. In their wisdom, if they think that is wrong, then they should tell us how to get the money to be able to build this infrastructure. But if this infrastructure had been built before we came, we're not madmen, we won't build them again, we'll go to something else. If you ask me what infrastructure you want to build, schools, because I want to have an educated class. But unfortunately, you can't also do that without growing the economy. And one of the infrastructure that grow and propel an economy in a country is transportation. That's one. Two, I have told the National Assembly, nothing wrong with investigation. It's part of their responsibilities. It's an oversight function. But for now, you jeopardize the ability of government to raise money if you continue to ask those questions that we think that will make China say, what's going on here? That's the point I'm making. So you will lose the loan you're asking for Port Harcourt to Maiduguri. So Port Harcourt Maiduguri is Port Harcourt, Aba, Umuahia, Enugu, Makurdi, Lafia, Jos, Bauchi, Gombe, Damaturu, then Maiduguri. You will lose the money you're asking for Ibadan to Kano, which is Ibadan, the Loren, Mina. Leave Kaduna, Abuja, that's been done. So you Kano. Right? Now you don't know how the Russians will react, because the Russians were negotiating with Russians on the loan from Lagos to Calabar. So you lose the money for Lagos, all that area of Ore to Benin, Benin to, including Akure, Benin to Asaba, Asaba to Onisha, then Benin to Warri, passing to all those Ueli, Sapele and other to Inagua, to Port Harcourt, back to Aba, and then to Uyo and to Calabar. So are they saying that we should lose these loans? Okay,
Uche, we've heard the voice of the Honorable Minister for Transport, His Excellency Rotimi Amechi, as regard loans collected from foreign nations and the conditionalities of some of these loans. And remember that most of this loan is what is being used at the moment for even some heavy infrastructural projects in Nigeria, like the railway. Most of this loan was collected from China. The railway now that is being enjoyed in some part of the northern part of the country, it's collected from China. House of Representatives, doing an investigation, have just revealed that some of the clauses in those arrangements, in those loans, tend to cede Nigeria to some foreign countries. And based on the report we have here, it says the House of Representatives on Tuesday raised alarm over later clauses in Article 8(1) of the commercial loan agreement signed between Nigeria and Export-Import Bank of China, which allegedly wields the sovereignty of Nigeria in the $400 million for the Nigerian National Information and Communication Technology Infrastructure Backbone, Phase 2 and such what. That's the issue we're having now. These loans, just like the minister said, that part of our Nigeria has ceded some of its rights to a foreign nation. What do you think about his statement?
Going by the clauses in the article 8 cap 1 of the commercial loan agreement signed between Nigeria and Export-Import Bank of China, there is no ambiguity in this matter. We all know what sovereignty is. We all know what giving it up is. For the benefit of doubt, let me read out the dictionary meaning of sovereignty. Sovereignty means a territory existing as an independent state. So when you give it up, what has happened? When you give up your territory, you can no longer exist as an independent state. You will now be controlled from the external, but maybe by some other entities, And some of the clauses in that loan, some of the 18 clauses is the use of the loan, whether it will be fully applied for the purposes it was meant for. And to that, every other Nigerian living today knows that that cannot happen. Oh yes, that cannot happen. Now, we are preparing, as of today, everybody is talking about 2023. We are preparing towards 2023. And I'm going to tell you that part of this loan is going to be used for 2023.
That's an allegation. You're not sure of that?
Yes, I'm not sure of that. I cannot be sure of that. Nobody's sure of anything in Nigeria, but it's happening. Before we do that, we are not sure of. It keeps happening. The truth is, why will you give up your sovereignty? Why will you give up your children, your wife, your house, just so that I can give you some piece of yam?
But why will you give it up? Don't you think that this has been over exaggerated in the sense that if an individual goes for a loan in a bank, the bank takes possession or takes document of the individual's properties or whatever it is, in the incident that the individual cannot pay back, they can use those things they have acquired from the person to sell off or to manage to return their money to themselves. What other process do you think a foreign
Get yourself, you know where you are. Okay.
Okay, but just like I was telling you, Uche, what other means do you think a foreign nation can afford to get back its income from Nigeria if Nigeria cannot cede in the agreement some of its infrastructures to that country in case if we cannot meet in payment of the loan?
Barbara, it is very, very clear. We all know how to take loans. Abia Fax is an entity. You can use Abia Fax to collect money. what happens in the event of
so also you come to there is a country to collect money.
And what happens in the case of inability to pay back the loan? Simple, you lose whatever collateral you have. And in this case, the nation is our collateral. Our government is our collateral.
And this is to take loan.
And you are telling me the consequence is simple. The consequence is very, very clear and simple. It's not big.
But the fact is that every country needs loan to survive.
Yes.
So is that not the proper thing to do?
Nigeria has been taking loan. Nigeria has been taking loan since the time of Nnamdi Azikiwe. We've also been giving loans. So now tell me, what America is the highest debtor in the world.
America are debtors inside debtors. They are not external debtors like as you think.
I don't understand what to talk about that.
No, for example, we have internal loans and external loans. So in Nigeria has internal loans, their own financial institutions and stuff like that.
Yes.
So in that kind of loans, you will not send your country to a bank. But here when you go for external loan, it's a whole different game. And considering, you see, we should not also put away the fact that the African countries like Nigeria has some corrupt tendencies. So if you see foreign nations trying to protect their financial loans, don't you think they are also trying to protect themselves?
Oh no. That boils down to what we are saying. Corruption is a very big issue here. In the absence of corruption, we wouldn't mind. We wouldn't mind.
Of course.
Because I know that Nigeria has the capacity to pay back whatever loan we take it. And we should also be mindful that today, what's it called? Oil is no longer as it used to be in the international market. So we are not even calculating how to pay back. The man, Rotimi Amechi, whose ministry, is going to benefit from this larger percentage of this loan, is not considering the payback. But what they are considering is just what their interest is. Get this money. Let this money just come. Let it just come by all means. Let it just come. So when we get to
that's what you think.
No. By statement. By statement. When you are asking the House of Reps not to probe into the loan, that when the loan comes, we talk about what are you saying?
I think
that's the expression.
Is a government not supposed to work in synergy? The National Assembly, the executive, and the judiciary. If probably there is a move by the National Assembly which will jeopardize some actions or some decisions of the executive, and that decision of the executive is in good faith of the country, are they not supposed to have an in-house meeting and discuss it and move forward? Not as if they make an open, as if they're investigating something to destroy the plans of the executive to move the country forward.
Contrary to what you think, democracy, the three democratic platforms are not created to work in synergy.
But they don't.
Let me.
But are they created to put themselves down?
No, listen. They're not created to work in synergy. They are created as checkmates to one another.
Of course.
Now, when we are going wrong, when the executive is going wrong, the duty of the legislature is to say, "No, sir, you didn't get it here. Please let us retract." That is the duty of the legislature. Then the executive, when the executive says, no, we must go ahead, we now resort to the judiciary. The judiciary, which is the standard way, will now say, going by the extant laws, or so, you are not supposed to do this, or you are supposed to do this, giving a clear definition to that action. In this instance, for the legislature, also remember, such agreement, this agreement was done in secrecy.
No, nobody.
Hold on.
You see, remember that before even the federal government went for this loan, the National Assembly cleared them to go for that loan.
They did not see the agreement.
That is the.
If they had seen the agreement, they wouldn't have been shouting horse now.
See,
if they had seen the agreement,
are we not supposed to divide the job of the legislators with the executive and the judiciary? Will the legislator now do the job of the executive?
Nobody has done each other's job. They're all doing their job. What the legislature have to simply come is to protect the supremacy of the authority of Nigeria as a supreme entity. You cannot come and will away our sovereignty. They're part of here. Because I'm going to ask them question tomorrow. I will come as legislator. I will call Sam Onibo when he comes back and say, Sam, where were you when this agreement is being made. He said, I didn't see the document.
Devoid the corruption issues we have. Devoid the corruption issues we have, which is endemic in this country. If there is a project that the presidency executive is handling, and a probe which may be as a result of not being well informed will jeopardize that project, wouldn't that have been better for there to be an in-house meeting for an explanation where the executive will explain to the National Assembly, this is the position of things, this is why we did this is why we did that. If you're not happy with that, then probably explanation can resolve most of the hidden challenges and will also make that executive project continue seamlessly. Don't you think that the National Assembly and the executive should engage more instead of this probe that, as if something is going to happen wrong?
Amen. Let me put you clear now. Let's start from here. I want to ask you a question.
Go on.
You answer me with all honesty. If the executive had come to the floor of the House and presented the issue of this loan with all the conditionalities, do you think we have been where we are today? When it comes to the consultants?
Would the executive still be doing the job of executive if they do that?
No, they're supposed to do that. Let me tell you. No. They're supposed to bring, before you take a loan, you're supposed to come to the House. It is the House that approves the loan. Or remember, it is the legislature that approves every loan you take. So, before you take any loan, you are supposed to bring out all the conditionalities and place it and lay it bare to them. Say, we want to take this. I want to go. I just let me use a family now. I have my 3 children and my wife, and I need to pay their school fees. I don't have money at the time, and I need to use my card to borrow money. And I need to call them. Say, my children, my wife, you need Keneshku needs to pay his school fees. And for paying school fees, I need the money to do that. I don't have this cash now. And if he doesn't pay the school, he cannot sit for exams. And that's very, very, it's his final exams, he cannot sit for it. It's very, very important. Please, I want to use this car here now to go and borrow money from, you remember why I'm saying this, why I have to tell you people this, so that tomorrow morning, you don't have to ask me for the car, because the car will no longer take you to school. I'm going to use it to pay your school fees and all that. So that when you finish, and I will also work hard enough to make some more money to buy a better car. We'll discuss it. If there's an agreement in it, everybody understand what I'm saying. I will bring this is the car. Give me the money I'm talking about. My wife will not fight me when I go back to the house. She will not start dragging my tie. You know, where is the car? You have given it to your girlfriend and all that. But if I come out here now and don't my company can give me money, you give me money, I will go back to the house. You know, can just go and pay your school fees. I paid your school fees. The next question, what will be the next question? What is your car? You say, no, I use it to borrow money for credit school. The wife is saying, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me that you want to use the only car we have in this house to go and borrow money? Or maybe the only house we have to go and borrow money? Why didn't you tell me? If you had told me, my senior brother is capable of giving you that money without collecting any collateral from you yourself. If you had told me, I would have told my father to pay the school fees. Also, since we start coming out. But if you had agreed with your wife and your children before that time, so things will not come up. It's so something. Look at what they're doing. They're going to sit down and they're saying our sovereignty. And we want the National Assembly to keep quiet. If they have told the National Assembly from the beginning, if they let the conditionalities bear to them, they will look at it, they will destroy all the requirements and look at it. They will now make some changes where necessary.
And maybe the loan will not come.
No, may not come, or the loan may come at a better condition.
Uche, you see, I keep saying this thing. There's a need for us. Yes, I understand your position. There's a need for the executive and the legislator to have a more interaction, to have more dialogue, to have more face-to-face meetings, to be able to straighten up things. Because it seems as though there is a combat at the moment between the National Assembly and the executive, which I see has not been necessary, except on the issues of corruption, which we know is endemic. We have the issue of NDDC, which actually is a very endemic problem, which even Nigerians want to know about.
Also,
even NDDC. And somebody said that the day they will go to NMPC and FIS, that people will die.
That didn't go there. Don't even go there. Go NPC. Don't mention that name here.
Nigerians, we are on our show, the AF television show, and it is the big story. We are coming almost to the end of the show, but I have a final question for Uche before we end the show today. Uche, what do you think is the way forward as regard this particular loan brouhaha?
The way forward is a review. The way forward is a review of this loan.
Is it the review of the one that we've already taken that have been agreed, or forward?
No. I think what has happened is, because from going by the utterances of the Minister for Transportation, I don't think that agreement they had initially will take effect if this remaining $400 million does not.
No, they've taken the first loan now, which they are using to
they've taken part of the loan. That's the what's remaining now is $400 million. That's what is remaining.
Heavy money.
That's what's remaining now. Now, which he said is going to be used for this the railway lines across the south and all that. So that is just what he's saying now. That is, I don't think that agreement would have been complete. It won't be a complete agreement if this tranche does not come.
No, Uche, you don't get it. If an agreement would have been struck and there's a face-to-face release, remember that the Chinese are concerned about the implementation of the project. So they want to release that money in phases and make sure those money they have released is implemented before they go to the next one.
You didn't understand that. The minister said that you should please stop this. Don't make this look as
so that they will get the loan. They will not get the other remaining of the loan. So and remember that
the agreement that's caused the problem will not hold.
Remember that Nigeria is still going for another loan in Russia.
Yes.
So those are the issues surrounding these loans that do not want to be jeopardized based on investigation by the National Assembly. So just like I say, what's the way forward?
The way forward is go back. Let us all review this loan and look at in our interest. If is it in our best of interest, how is it implemented? Let us all look at. Let the National Assembly look at this loan. Let us have the input of the major stakeholders in this. We have financial experts in this country. We have the Okonjo Iwealas, who the world is rooting for to come and build the World Trade Organization. We have Dr. Deshina and others. We have financial experts. We have our own Khalid Kakalo here. They will look at our peculiarities. They know our problems. They have been in this government. They will look at it and say, this loan, if you take it, yes, we can manage it very well. China bring. We look at how we are going to pay back. Look at the payback plans. This loan, our payback plan is not strong. Hold on for now. Let us streamline our payback plans before coming for the loan, so that we'll be on a very safe footing. But coming to the terminal that this set of people have seen in the government, we go and collect this loan, it will not work.
Okay, Nigerians and
before Neblack we turn to Nechincha.
We have heard the opinion of Uchaguru. Remember that his opinion on this on this show. We want to thank you for joining us on this program. You know what we have agreed based on what Uchaguru has advised. He is saying that that there is need for more openness in the system in respect to how we collect loans. That both National Assembly and the federal government should be able to work seamlessly to be able to have an understanding of what they are doing and how to move forward. We've also talked about the Mamman Daura's position in respect to cancelling of zoning and focusing on capacity, on ability to deliver, and which was also advised that we should not change the style of the dance in the middle of the game. So we want to thank you for joining us on this show. Remember that if you want to read all our updates, you can always go to www.afnews.ng. You can go to our Facebook handles, which is Abia Fact Newspaper, and also AF News. You can go to our Twitter, AF News NG, on Twitter and on Instagram. Go those places and enjoy your news content and have a wonderful day. And God bless you.